This comes from Ars Technica. In March of this year, researchers uncovered a privacy grab by more than 50 iOS apps, including TikTok, a very famous app which is a video sharing social network with more than 2 billion downloads. One of the most popular apps on the iOS store, beating even Instagram or YouTube in consumption time in the United States. These apps were uncovered to access some of Apple users' most sensitive data, which can include passwords, cryptocurrency wallet addresses, account reset links, and personal messages. With TikTok, the app became of such popularity that the US armed forces have forbidden personnel from using it and describes it as a threat to cybersecurity. Israeli cybersecurity company Checkpoint has investigated it and concludes it has backdoors and major vulnerabilities, as well as overall security issues, and Apple claims it has caught TikTok using clipboard capture mechanisms to spy on millions of users. And we've seen, with the iOS 14 update that Apple is moving towards a cybersecurity, toward providing features that are helping people that are aware of cybersecurity. So should we be worried about this type of behavior, or Andy, is it so prevalent that this privacy has been given up already?
Whoa, powerful question, Robbie. I think we should be extremely worried about this. And to think that we would have given up privacy already, it's just crazy. That's like just saying the world is completely open. It's not, okay? There's still things that are very dear and fond to us as individuals that we rely on, which is associated with our identity. So I think, if you gave up privacy in its full gamut, you'd have to question what does identity mean, what does someone's persona mean, etc. So definitely not that. But yes, we should be very, very concerned about this. I think what we've seen, particularly here in Australia, with the Australian government, the Morrison government, coming out and really putting cybersecurity at the front of every citizen's thought process, is a really good move. And this is a perfect example of how easy it is to fall in a trap of losing sensitive information or having information compromised. I think TikTok, if you do your research there, has very strong links to a government as well. And so, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but at the end of the day, we should be very, very careful about this. I know Apple's fixed it, but very concerning.
It is one of those things where, like, you think about the companies that are gathering our data, as like Google and other companies that are known to gather on Facebook, known for their aggressive behavior in gathering our data, and we think of them more as corporations rather than people that have access to our information. I think we should minimize the number of people that have our data. Google is a service that we have to use, I feel, today. And I understand their way of gathering your data. There's a lot of tools you can use to minimize that, whether it's an antivirus that has protection for your data online or any other tool. But in this specific case, the data capture isn't limited to data stored on the local device. With iPhone and iPad users, when you have an iPhone and an iPad using the same Apple ID as other Apple devices and are within roughly 10 feet of each other, all of them share a universal clipboard, and that's meaning contents can be copied from the app of one device and pasted into an app running on a separate device. All of that can be captured by apps like TikTok. Interestingly enough, one of the features introduced in iOS 14 provides a banner warning every time an app reads clipboard contents. As large numbers of people began testing the beta release, they quickly understood how many apps engage in this practice, and you come to a conclusion where, is this justifiable? So if I'm on say the New York Times application, do they really need to capture my clipboard contents? So this kind of features really help understand that. So now that we know this, I'd be really careful with what I have in my clipboard. Copy and paste doesn't sound as fun anymore, does it?
Copy and paste probably says it all, right?
Yeah.
Steal and use might be the new acronym for it. Look, I think it's great that our, organizations like Apple are trying to create a seamless ecosystem between all of their devices and things. We understand why that's happening, right? We're trying to do it in just about all of our digital lives these days, is create this seamless transition between application, platform, service, whatever it might be, okay? Because we demand that real-time behavioral response. So that's why they've opened up to these sorts of things. But picking a flaw, this is not the first time a provider has tried to add a really nice feature that then has had knock-on or had consequences associated with it. It's good to see Apple obviously closing that, but really, how many times do those notifications drop down on the screen and you just flick up and close them, right? You just keep going what you're doing. So I think it's good. They're going to give us some visibility, but it goes to show that we need to go a lot further to get this right.